What if I told you the reason you can't change is just because your brain's wiring isn't ready yet? Let me show you how to build it step by step. From a bioelectric perspective, building habits is basically like taking a mailman, dropping him off at the edge of a totally fallow meadow, handing him a letter and saying, now, somewhere on the other end lives a person named John. I want you to find them and deliver this letter to them. This is cellular communication that we're talking about here. Now, there's two ways that you can fundamentally go about building the habit. The first way is to take the image of the habit you want to have at the end, running 2 kilometers a day or writing 2,000 words a day, and saying, okay, that's what I'm going to do from the very beginning. The second way is to look at the image of what you want in the end and extract a tiny seed of that habit. It might be jogging lightly around the block or sitting down to write 1 sentence a day. Which strategy you choose is going to have a big effect on what happens to our mailman when they try to look for John on the other end. Let's see how it plays out. If we start with the seed habit, what we're asking the mailman to do is basically force their way through this messy terrain and just find out where John lives and deliver that first letter. If you'd like them to do it again and again, through repetition of your actions, you give the mailman more and more deliveries to make. Over time, the mailman figures out what the path is to get to John's house. Then he uses it so often that it becomes a dirt path. Now he can take bigger deliveries from you because he can ride a bicycle. Over time, he widens the path and adds gravel until eventually he adds pavement over the whole thing. And if you have a very big delivery that you want to get to John, that's okay because now the mailman has a road and a little mail truck he can use, and that delivery can go totally smoothly. On the other hand, if you want to execute that habit perfectly and fully from day one, what you're doing is taking this brand new mailman who's never made a delivery and handing them the mail truck, which they've never driven, and a huge delivery, and asking them to go drive their way through that fallow field to find John, who they've never met, avoid all the rocks and the ditches and the swamps, and make that delivery. Either they're going to have a car accident or get burnt out and quit because what kind of city is this that won't even pave the road? Or the city realizes that they do need to pave the road, but they're still asking the mailman to do that big delivery every day, only now there's also construction going on at the same time. The cool thing about building habits from a bioelectric level is the way that dopamine works. Every time your tiny seed habit is completed successfully, your brain releases dopamine. It energizes, cheers on the cells, and makes them feel like they're strong enough to carry a bigger delivery. You can take advantage of this buff window by imagining yourself doing the task right before you actually start it, or going over the fact that you've done the task after you've finished it. Either way, your cells are carrying the information a secondary time, and they're doing it a little bit stronger than they were if you just did it once. If, like me, you can't visualize images in your head, don't worry. Now that you understand the difference, you can put down all of those books that tell you to focus on the future and visualization and instead focus on volume. This video is part of a 31-day video challenge in order to learn through repetition and volume. Understanding that I learn through hands-on activity has been life-changing. Are you interested in using bioelectricity to transform your life too? If so, hit subscribe for insights that will help you understand and master your human body.